Good morning, afternoon, and evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Zachary Nolan.
And my name is Carter Nolan.
And we are sorry that we are uploading this a little bit late.
Yeah.
We got a lot busier than we thought we would be in the last, 24 hours. So, to the point where the NHL just said, yeah, we see that you're trying to upload your bracket while the game is going on. That won't do. And just didn't let us put our brackets on all the way through. So, first off, I would like to personally say, screw you, Washington Capitals and Boston Bruins, for having your game the day before like everyone else's. That sucks. But you know, it's not going to stop us from doing our brackets, because brackets are fun.
I don't think it would have affected either of our brackets.
To be fair, honestly.
I really don't think it does.
So, how we're going to do this is we are going to run through the first round, like everyone's first round. And then we're going to show you guys a photo of the bracket where we won't be talking at the time because our editing equipment is not that advanced, people. It's a cut and dry situation that Carter just does. He's able to work crap out of nothing.
Yeah.
It is good. We'll have it all time-stamped. If you're just here for certain matchups, we will have it all time-stamped in the comment section, so you can probably check that.
That's all
not right away, but at a point.
Yeah, it does take time to put those in.
So, how we are going to do this is pretty much, we'll start with the Eastern Division, and the first matchup is the first seed, Pittsburgh Penguins against the New York Islanders, the fourth seed. Some things to talk about, I think, are Jeff Carter. He's playing great with the Penguins. He looks amazing in the new Penguins. Penguins is kind of on the edge of we all thought the Penguins weren't going to do it this year. We thought they weren't going to make the Cup, or at least the playoffs. I didn't think they were making it. I thought this was the year it finally fell apart.
No, they're showing that they still got more left in the tank.
Yeah, Cody Ceci is producing for some goddamn reason. Despite all of their acquisitions, it somehow worked.
Cody Ceci is playing the most unlike Cody Ceci you've ever seen.
They pick up Cody Ceci. Somehow works. They trade for Mike Matheson. It somehow isn't a complete failure. Kapanen is on the team. Tanev. There's... Obviously, the top is good. McCann is underrated. Now, I would say a weak point probably in their goaltending. I don't think Tristan Jarry is the caliber of goaltending we've seen from most of the rest of the guys.
No,
he's arguably the weakest goalie in the playoffs.
It doesn't give me the same... If I was a Penguins fan, it wouldn't give me the same security as when they went on their playoff runs with Murray and Fleury. It just... no, he's not as good as either of them. That's not saying he's a bad goaltender by any means. It's just I wouldn't feel as secure in between the pipes with him as opposed to those two goalies. So.
Okay, yeah. I would say another thing to talk about too, offense and defense. Defensive style more of the Islanders.
Yeah.
Offensive style more of the Penguins. Although there is defense, they're just not as strong, I would say.
Here, who do you have and in how many games?
Okay, so first off, I would like to also mention coaching battle. Sullivan versus Trotz. I think Trotz has the edge in that, but Sullivan is no slouch in coaching.
Oh, yeah.
So, who do I have?
I believe that Trotz has the edge in
So
any
the Islanders have been struggling in the past little while.
Because I believe that Barry Trotz is the best coach in the National Hockey League.
Anything else you want to say about the series, or do you just want to say who we got?
I just want to say who we got.
Okay.
Just because we got a lot of series that we got to run through.
Who do you have?
Who do I have? I have the Islanders.
How many games?
7.
I have Pittsburgh in 5. I think honestly,
because I said
they're hot.
Because I said, you know what, the Islanders, they won in a sweep last year. That's obviously not going to happen. But I feel like
there's been some turmoil.
I feel like the Islanders are going to be able to set up this defensive wall that Pittsburgh's going to struggle to break through. And if you remember at all. Now, eventually the Jets won this series, but I feel like we're going to see something kind of similar to the Jets in the second round. There was a few games against Nashville where they just could not get anything going. Nashville stopped everything at the blue line. Nothing came in. Nothing. Mm-hmm. And I feel like we're going to see that from the Islanders. And with some of their assets that they picked up, I think that offense is enough to overwhelm Jarry. I don't think Jarry is able to manage. I don't think he'll be able to manage. I don't think they have enough.
Okay, so that's our first series. Next series we have is Washington versus Boston. Washington is the 2nd seed. Boston is the 3rd seed. War. This will be a war.
Yes.
This is toughness is all over this. I think secondary scoring is going to play a factor. I think now, granted, we have this. We wrote our picks before we knew who would win the game 1. We know now who won game 1. It was Washington, but we already had our picks down.
Yeah.
And actually, if anyone's seen my opinion,
I don't think anyone had Boston in 4, so we should be fine.
Yeah, exactly. If you had Boston in 4, you're probably wrong. So here's the thing. There's a couple things that I think are interesting. First off, Zdeno Chara is playing against his former team.
Yes.
That is key. That is going to be key. And toughness is going to be a bit of an issue, I think, for the Bruins, because there's toughness and there's being dirty. Tom Wilson, whether you like him or not, evokes the worst emotions from people.
Yeah.
And actually, it'll be a tough series.
He can invoke the worst emotions, kind of like a Maroon or Reeves.
Or a Marchand.
Marchand or a Kachuk. He gets under the other team's skin, and that can get him off their game.
Also, let's be honest, and Boston and Washington fans watching this, I mean this in the least disrespectful way to you, at least, but nobody wants either of your teams to succeed this year.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Boston fans, you're used to this. Washington fans, you've been used to this for the past 2 weeks. Given all the circumstances, and also the fact that your teams have won cups in this millennia, we don't want you to win, but we will give you the respect you deserve that one of you has to win the series.
Well, especially in the past 10 years.
Yes, for sure.
Both teams have won.
Right. So
Boston just barely.
Secondary scoring is key. So, and the main examples I look at is the pickups they had at the deadline. Mantha for the Washington Capitals, who, despite probably getting a little bit overlooked based on how well Verona has done with the Detroit Red Wings. That being said, anybody could have went to the Detroit Red Wings and they'd look like an amazing, because everyone looks good when you're playing on a bad team. No offense, Carter.
Sad Red Wings noises.
Yes. So Anthony Mantha and Taylor Hall. Taylor Hall has picked up his production since leaving Buffalo. Okay, maybe that's the exception of not looking good on a bad team. But yes.
So, who do you have?
Do you have anything else you would like to say before you get to your conclusion here? That could be a key factor in your decisionings. Or at least thereby.
Honestly, it's just, I think it's something that I took a while in this series deciding who won. And in the end result, I put the Washington Capitals winning in 7 games again.
I have the same result. I have Washington in 7.
Yeah.
You have 2 Game 7s now. How about that?
Yeah, I have 2 Game 7s in the same damn division.
So, now, with that, we move on to the West. Oh, good. You're writing it in for me. So, first up in the West, and I can check because it's around the first cut where the last one is.
Yeah.
So,
West? Yeah.
West is Colorado, the President's Trophy winners against the St. Louis Blues.
You want to get to the prediction right now?
No, I want us to first say 2 things first off. President's Trophy curse. Is it a thing? Is it how much can it play in effect on the first round? I don't think it will just yet, but I think it could get into the team's head as they play more advanced opponents. No offense, St. Louis. You had your year.
Yeah, I think one thing that was very key in that St. Louis run was that with Binnington, no one really kind of knew Binnington at the time, so all the cards were in Binnington's favor in the sense of no one really knowing what kind of a goalie he is and how he plays.
Do you see any weaknesses on this Colorado team?
No.
Do you think that
think
St. Louis has any area where they're better than Colorado? No. What's your prediction?
I have Colorado sweeping.
I have Colorado in 5 because I think St. Louis can steal 1 game, maybe,
and
just on the backs of jumping on the backs of maybe like they get like an early 3-goal lead from just bad shots.
I think they can. I honestly
Colorado
I don't see it.
in 5. Okay, now we move on to the more interesting matchup, and this is one that I think this is where it gets really feisty. Vegas versus Minnesota. You don't need to do every individual one. I can just do that. Okay, cool. Vegas versus Minnesota. second versus third in the West. This is a heavyweight battle. I don't think people... This is weird, because I don't think people understand how good Minnesota is.
Yeah.
This is an underrated Minnesota team, but that being said, it is on the back of a player, one man pretty much, is Kirill Kaprizov. He is the guy.
I cannot wait to see how this player develops in the National Hockey League.
Well, that's the thing, though, too. He's got a couple years ahead of everyone.
Yeah,
he's 25, I think, already, around there, 24.
Yeah, but the kid's damn good.
I wonder his impact.
Good.
Do you think and do you think the rest of the Minnesota Wild? He's not the whole team, but he is a lot of what's making that team great. Huge. Do you think that because Vegas has the goaltending edge, I would say, although there is like Kakkonen and Talbot are not a terrible duo to have.
I've heard that
Talbot's
done pretty
pretty
good.
He has his moments. I think it'll be an interesting matchup. I think it'll be tough at times, but I think in the end, depth scoring will probably depth is key here. I don't think Minnesota has enough depth.
So your result
What is your result? Okay, my result is I have Vegas winning in 6 games.
I actually have Minnesota in 6. This was one of my upset series I was going to put in. I think that Kaprizov's going to get going. Mm-hmm. He's going to rally the boys. And we're going to see Minnesota play some of the best hockey we've ever seen them play.
Okay.
And I think Minnesota's going to do it.
Got it. Okay. Now we will move on to the next division, the Central Division. The Central is Carolina versus Nashville. 1v4. So, this is interesting because Nashville was seen as sellers for a long time.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they got hot. They had to scratch and claw. They barely beat out the Stars. On the back of UC Saros really stepping up here. They kept pretty much every player I can think of off the top of my head. They didn't give anything away.
Okay.
And then we look at the Carolina Hurricanes. What is not good about that Carolina Hurricane? It's a juggernaut. They've solved every problem that they've had before. They have offensive skill throughout the roster, and it's youthful. It's not old or grizzled.
No, it's gonna get.
The only argument I can say is maybe they don't have the identity of maybe not enough team toughness, but the skill is so much there. It's hard to ignore that.
Yeah.
There's their goaltending problems have been pretty much solved. The duo has been putting in the work, and they have a rookie goaltender whose name I keep goddamn forgetting. It's the Enedjica. I can't even say it. Okay.
I can't remember his name. All I heard is that he was good.
He was good.
Yeah.
I don't think he can stop a hurricane. And Rod Brindamore is coaching it amazingly.
I don't think he can stop a hurricane either.
So what did you put? Do you want to get right to conclusion?
Yeah,
or do you have some more logical reasoning before you want to get to that?
No, I really don't. I just have a prediction.
What's your prediction?
Carolina in 4.
I have Carolina in 5. I don't put sweeps usually. I have UC Saros stealing 1 game. That's it.
Well, the reason I have it is because in the NHL I find that sweeps actually do happen, and you know most of the time you think, oh, they can at least get 1 game, but sometimes they just don't. Sometimes
I agree.
Sometimes they just don't.
So now. This is one of the best matchups that we have coming up now.
Oh my
God!
I'm so excited for
Florida
this.
Florida is the 2nd seed. Tampa's the 3rd seed.
Woo! Hey, don't you start that with me.
So here's some things we gotta do. We gotta ask: can Florida do it?
Can Florida do it, or will they do it?
Can they?
Can they? Absolutely.
Now they built this team beautifully. Oh, their goaltending, Bobrovsky was a problem last year. They've insulated it with quality depth goaltending, even to back up Bobrovsky if he has an off night.
And they got some young goalies.
Spencer Knight, and I forget the goddamn name of the Canadian goalie who was also in the World Juniors, and he also is on that team.
And he won, I think, the tournament MVP for goaltending.
Yes. Defense. Aaron Ekblad isn't there. Aw, sad face. But Keith Yandel is there.
I remember that goalie's name.
He's carrying that load mainly, although they do have depth there. Offensively, though, my good God.
Yeah.
My good God. Sam Bennett is playing amazing. Gusev has stepped up his game from a pretty lackluster time with the Devils, other than a decent first year. Radko Gudas, even. Patrick Hornquist, of course.
Yeah.
Brandon Montour is the other defenseman I was thinking of on the Florida. Now,
On Tampa.
Tampa is getting Stamkos and Kucherov back.
Of course they are.
This feels
Ladies and gentlemen,
wrong.
the cap evasion skills of the Tampa Bay Lightning.
This feels
are
wrong, but
showing
it's
again.
technically legal, so it's fine.
It's legal,
But
but they do it
are
every
they
goddamn year.
Are they going to be rusty or not? It has to show. It has to show
Well,
some
I've
rust.
heard that they've been practicing a lot.
Okay,
so,
okay. So,
I don't know. We're talking
Carter,
about two of the best players.
do
in
you want to
National
get
Hockey.
right to it?
I love you, Florida. I
do you
really
have?
think
Who do you
you
have?
are capable of doing it, but I have Tampa winning this year.
What do you have, Tampa and what?
I have Tampa in 6.
I have Florida in 6.
You know what? But you know what?
Controversy!
Controversy.
That can totally happen.
I want this. I'm
And
going
I
to will
want-
this fucking thing into
I have-
existence.
My heart is 100% behind the Florida Panthers in this series. I just think that
Okay.
Tampa's going to
Yes.
at least take it away from them for
Okay.
one more year.
North now. North now.
Yeah.
Our last first round matchups division. Oh, turn the. I got it. First off, first place Toronto Maple Leafs against the fourth place Montreal Canadiens.
Yep.
Matthews and Marner are going to be big in this series. Gallagher, I think, is coming back, and I think he's an X factor for the Canadiens.
For sure.
Goaltending duel, that'll be interesting. Who do you think has the edge in goaltending? I think Canadians maybe by a little bit, but I don't think Price has enough insulation to represent himself as good as Campbell can.
Yeah, I think the Canadians have the edge in goaltending.
Like it's slight.
Slight, yeah.
Defense and offense though
It's tricky
has
with
to go
goaltending.
to the Leafs. I think it's tough. Like it's like
Offense
it's easily the
for
Leafs.
sure.
And then
Defense, I don't know.
it's tough. It is tough, but I think you give it to the Leafs because overall they've been
I
playing.
I think it's too close
I
to
think
call.
the Leafs have enough veteran like grinder type players that
I
can actually.
I think for defense it's too close to call.
Okay, that's fair.
Between the two. But I think offense it's clearly
So-
Toronto.
Who do you have?
I have Toronto in 5.
I have Toronto in 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, the matchup now. The second place, Edmonton Oilers against third place, Winnipeg Jets. This is the variables, okay? This is the variables. We have the third best team since free agency against the worst team since free agency. The Winnipeg Jets, since free agency, are 4-10. And I think Edmonton's like 13-6 or something like that. Like it's good. It's really good.
Oh no.
It's McDavid and Hellebuck are the two X factors here.
Yeah.
Do you think we have a chance?
I think we have a chance,
But we're
I
not
think,
winning. It's an
some-
uphill battle.
I think we gotta have. I think where the Jets have some sort of advantage, and this is advantage that only means something if they actually take something and fucking use it, is playoff experience.
Okay.
I think they have more playoff experience than Edmonton. I don't really think that part's a question.
Alright.
But with the way the Oilers have been playing,
Carter, what is our picks?
Oilers in 6.
Oilers in 6. Yep.
It breaks
It
my
hurts
heart.
my soul, but at
It
least I'll have two
breaks
somewhat
my
happy
heart.
Jets game
I
reactions.
want to see the Jets win, and if the Jets win, I'm going to be so
I'll
happy.
be so happy. Yeah. Yeah, just because we pick certain things doesn't mean we like certain. We think
Yeah.
we want certain things. Okay, so we're done with that now.
Round 2.
Round 2
So
of
now-
So actually, after round 1, Carter's bracket should look like this.
I'm not sure which corner I'm going to put it in.
Well, you're not putting it in a corner. You'll fill up the screen.
Oh, okay. Sure.
And my bracket will look like this. So, second round now. Eastern Conference, second round. What is your matchup, and what is my matchup?
Well, I don't know what your matchup is, but
What's your matchup
I have
first?
Washington versus the Islanders.
Okay. I have Pittsburgh versus Washington. Would you like to talk about each? You talk about yours, and then I'll talk about mine.
I don't know. This is a series out of all the series that I've done that I was looking at and I was trying to figure out, this one I took the longest with. With everything, I don't know. Like, it's just, it was so, I keep dropping this.
Yeah, keep it on the table.
I mean, it's kind of hard to say Washington has this and the Islanders have this because we've already said that for the first round of this.
Yeah, but that's okay.
But
who do you have?
I feel like the Islanders, as good as they are defensively, I don't think that they have enough grit against a team like Washington. I think Washington is going to bully them a little bit.
Maybe.
And
there is grit in the Islanders, but maybe
that's
it's
true.
Arguable. Okay.
But in terms of the
tell me who you picked.
I took Washington in 7.
Okay,
so I have all 3 of the first.
All right.
All 3 East games in the first and second round end in 7 games.
Okay, so don't spoil it. Now it's my turn. Okay, my second round matchup is the Pittsburgh Penguins against the Washington Capitals. These are 2 old rivals, in my opinion, that are going on their last hoorah. Both of those teams. Yes, they made moves to get themselves.
If I'm gonna put this into the editing, we got.
They both made themselves. Yeah. I know.
Okay, go.
They both made themselves better. But at the end of the day, what is going to break? I think the Washington Capitals win in 7. I think, and that's another Game 7 win for Washington. But yes. Now, let's move to the Western Conference. Don't close that pen. What is your second round matchup, sir?
Oh, I thought I was writing this in.
Your second round matchup is...
For the West?
Yes.
Colorado, Minnesota.
Well, what do you got? Who do you have?
Who do I have?
Well, yeah, just say what you want to say.
I don't know. I just really have my... I think we should
say your picks. Say your picks.
Colorado in 5.
Okay.
I think this is where Minnesota's kind of luck kind of runs out a little.
Okay, so I have Colorado versus Vegas. This will be another heavyweight battle, but I think a lot like how Vancouver kind of wore away at the Vegas Golden Knights, I think Minnesota wears away at the Vegas Golden Knights again. And I think that
Minnesota?
The Minnesota wore away at the Golden Knights. They beat them, but they took a part of their soul fucking with them.
Yeah, I see.
And I think, honestly, you could flip a coin because both these teams are so well done, but I think Colorado in 7. Okay, Central second round now. Who is your second round matchup, sir?
Well, I like how you turn the paper over.
Yes, so you can write it.
I have Carolina and Tampa, and I have Carolina winning in 6. Yeah, I know.
So this is the one where I get.
You can find
this
it.
is the one.
So quickly.
Yeah, we can just do second round. We can just have second round timestamp.
Yeah.
We just have the second round timestamp in general. Okay, ready?
Just keep going. Come on.
Carolina versus Florida. And this is where Zach's brain completely yeeted out of his head, and his heart, just like the Grinch, grew 3 sizes too big and broke his ribcage, and he died. And I have Florida in 7. I don't think it's going to happen, but I want it to. I want Florida to win in 7. I don't care. I want Florida. Kay.
Toronto and Edmonton, because we both have Toronto and Edmonton in the North.
Okay, who do you got?
Who do I got?
It's McDavid versus Matthews. Well, that's what they're going to call it, but it's... who do you think?
It's Toronto and Edmonton.
Okay, so who do you think?
Toronto in 6.
I have Toronto in 6 as well. Yeah. Okay, so and then now we get to the third round. This is where you can time
this.
Oh wait! Our brackets, Carter's should now look like this, and my bracket should now look like that. So, semifinals. Now, with the semis, you have to reshuffle your organization here. So
what are the series you have?
I have Colorado and Washington and Florida and Toronto. What do you have?
I have Colorado and Washington, and I got Toronto and Carolina.
Okay. So, Colorado and Washington. Do we both have Colorado and Washington?
Yes, we do.
So, what do you have in that?
Like who's winning and how many?
I guess so, yeah. It's pretty much skill
Colorado
versus
in
toughness.
5.
I have Colorado in 5. I think that if my dumbass logic is correct, Washington, by my logic, has played 2 Game 7s by now, and they're fucking beat to shit.
And
no team is the same exiting the playoffs as they were entering it. Just ask Steven Stamkos.
Yeah.
I think Colorado has more players that they can play without than Washington does, and I think Colorado wins in 5. I think.
And now, what's your other series?
Florida and Toronto, and you have Carolina versus Toronto.
Yeah.
Because you thought with your brain. I have. What do you have? Carolina versus Toronto.
Carolina in 6. Toronto, this is where your luck runs out, buddy.
This is where every single Toronto fan asks to find my location. I have Florida in 6.
Yeah, we both have Toronto losing.
I have Florida winning another one. Florida's probably gonna get knocked out in the first round, and I don't care. I didn't put any money on this. I just really want it to happen. And I think if there's a year to do it, this is it.
Yeah.
So now, both of our brackets should look like this. Your bracket like this.
Oh, I was about to say.
And my bracket like this. So now, what is your Stanley Cup final, Carter?
I have the Colorado Avalanche versus the Carolina Hurricanes.
I have Colorado versus Florida because I'm a dreamer.
What do you have?
Who do you have winning?
Carolina in 7.
I have Colorado.
Colorado doing all this work
Just
where
to
they-
lose to the president.
Yeah.
To lose because President's
4
Trophy
games,
curse.
5 games, 5 games, and then you lose in 7.
Okay.
This is where the President's Trophy curse catches up with you.
Okay. So I didn't do that.
And I even drew a little Stanley Cup with
you know what?
Carolina's name on
Okay,
it.
so I said this. Now at this point, let it be known I don't have Florida winning, but I want them to win. I have Colorado winning in 6, but I want so very fucking badly for Florida to win in 7.
Oh, trust me, I'd be so happy if Florida
So
won.
happy if Florida won.
As the
I
man
would be
who
more
owns the Florida
happy. I
Panthers
would be
jersey.
happier than the people in Florida if it happened, because there's just so many likable human beings on that goddamn team. My old goalie coach is on that team,
Wait, which one?
Chris Strieger.
Okay.
He was one of my goalie coaches from an old goalie camp that I did.
Okay.
Win the fucking cup, my good sir. Yeah, and that's the end of our predictions.
Yeah.
We hope this turns out well. There's a lot of edits we have to make with
Holy
this, but
shit, yeah.
thank you for watching.
It's gonna be a nightmare.
Tell us your thoughts, your predictions in the comments. Tell us who you have winning. Tell us why we're wrong, because you know what? There's probably a bunch of reasons, and we haven't even thought of them all yet. Or tell us where you agree with us,
you
such
grabbed
and
it.
such.
That's where
You
it
know. Don't forget to leave a like on this video, even if you didn't agree with it, because you know, we all love hockey. Support. Subscribe if you're new to the channel, because we really do appreciate it. And if you're interested in a bunch of Jets stuff, or just watching a Jets fan react stuff, check out some of our content, because I do that.
Yeah.
Comment down below, of course, leave a like, follow us on Instagram at Nolan Hockey Podcast. Thank you for watching, and we will see you next time. Payoff time! It's time!